Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and today I'm going to show you how I've cased this card from our catalogue. Hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get started. So we're using Ice Cream Corner Suite, and so that's our stamp set. We're going to make a thank you card, and we're going to use the catalogue page 49 or 48 as an example. So I really like this card, but I want to make it a thank you card. So I'm sort of going to have a bit of a play with these two together. Do you see those? Okay. So let's pop my stamp set to the side. I've already got all the ones that I would like on my blocks. I've got my trim, and this here is the embossing folder called the Painted Texture 3D embossing folder. You'll actually find it featured on page 33. And you can see it's one of our nice 3D ones. It doesn't fit through the mini cut and emboss, it needs to go through the big one. So I've already done that because it's on the other side of the room. I've got all my goodies together here. Remembered an envelope for a change. I'm using Bermuda Bay cardstock this time. I'll just fold our cardstock. I should have used the scoring function on my trimmer, but I didn't. Let's use my bone folder. So that's our background piece. You'll see here I've already texturized my purple posy piece, and everything's on an angle. I've used these ice creams because I really like these ice creams and they're rather cute. And put that in the alternating angle. As my decorative base. So just put a little, because it's got texture, I'm just going to put it down there a little bit. I'll be a little bit more generous with my Stampin' Seal. Oh, probably should tell you the sizes. This one here is 8.5 centimeters. So 8.5 centimeters, which is a bit more than 3. That's 3 1/4. The next line over, so 3 3/8 by 13 centimeters. No, 12.5 centimeters. This piece I've cut 1/2 centimeter smaller, so in centimeters it's 8 by 12. Okay, that's made a little bit smaller so you get to see more of the textured paper underneath. And you'll notice that I didn't put the big stripy piece. If you want to, you can. It's cut out the same size as the front panel, and depending on what country you're in, depends on what size it is. In Australia, you'd be cutting it out 10.5 by 14.89 centimeters. So they've used a piece of the stripy designer series paper, and they've popped it onto a white piece of a white card. But because I'm going to put a white insert on the inside, it doesn't matter. I can use my pretty colours. This here is going to be my band, or where I'm putting my sentiment. So I've got my Bermuda band, and I've got some Blackberry Bliss. This time I'm going to remember to pop it under there. Cross everything. It stamps nice because it's the first time I've used it. Bit nervous because it's, don't know if you can see how it balls up. Clean that one off because I had ink everywhere. Right, that's better. In the middle, sweet as. And then I'm going to use, this is a very quick, easy card. Pull out the Blackberry Bliss, and I've got my with sprinkles on top, sticking underneath there. Again, it's a new one. So I just put some ink on it, cleaned it, it's almost like conditioning it. Okay, this one needs to be straight. Bit nervous, and down we go. Nice. Well done, if I do say so myself. Close up the ink because I'm really good at throwing things in it, or putting bits of me in it. Now, we've got little, I don't know, flagged edges. What I'm going to do is just snip in there. I know we've got a punch that will do this, but this piece of card isn't big enough to fit in the punch. So I've snipped into the middle. I've used my lines on my grid paper as a guide, and now I'm going to snip from the corner down to that point, or up to that point, whichever direction you're going first, just to give it a little bit of a flag. There's the other one. Went past it, but that's okay. Right. Move those bits to the side. Okay, and that's just going to go on here. Now you'll notice there's a piece of ribbon. Oh, and if I was to show you the magazine again, the catalogue again, there's a piece of ribbon that goes underneath the thank you. So it's about so long. Should have pulled my ribbon scissors out. If I measure that, we're looking about 8.5 inches. Okay, now because I can, and I know approximately where I want to stick this, which is up there, it's actually going on straight. So I'm actually going to move it across to here, because I'm going to pop some tape underneath there, so that I can do this with my ribbon and stick it down. Okay, so it's stuck down now. I could just put this straight on top with some tape, but I am going to use dimensionals, which have just went over here. Because I've got ribbon underneath it, I'm actually going to put them on either side. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I use these pieces down the side as well. And they're really handy for this sort of thing. So I can pop them like so. And then what they'll do is they'll sit on either side of that ribbon so that it doesn't pop up even higher. It's just to make sure that the adhesive sticks to the paper rather than to the ribbon. Almost like there's a channel down the middle for the ribbon to hang out in, the majority of it anyway. Okay, I don't know about you, but these things find me everywhere. Not only me, my children, my friends, we all end up covered in dimensionals. And hold your tongue right so it goes on straight. Not bad, if I do say so myself. And I shared a tip previously about using to get these little dots on, because I do like them, and they're sprinkles and you need sprinkles. So I shared a tip previously in one of my previous videos about using a toothpick with your fine tip glue. This fine tip glue's not a new packet, it's older. So there's about half full bit. I put a sprinkle up there, and then I'm literally going to put sprinkles everywhere else. Now, I like to work in odd numbers. So I've got 3 down here for 5, or 5 is pretty cool. I could get a bit sprinkle mad, but I won't. Okay, where's my lid? I have more control when I do it that way, and that's just the way I like it. So thinking about my colours that I've got here, I'm actually going to bring in to up there another colour, just because I can. And then I'll pop, I won't use that colour again on my other sprinkles, but I'll pop a DAF one here. Oops. There's a fine line between picking it up and it falling off, or it not falling, or it not coming off later when you want it to come off. Oops, this little purple posy one's really pale, but it should work. Yeah, I could put heaps more sprinkles on there. I'd really like to put more sprinkles on there, but there we go. That's the front of my card. Let's move that all to the side. Because we're talking sprinkles, I'm going to put sprinkles on my envelope and on my inner. And I'm going to come back to my Blackberry Bliss. Now in this there's round sprinkles and there's square, well, the little long ones. I'm a fan of hundreds and thousands, which are the circles. So I'm going with circles this time. And these are a bit of fun. I can actually see these as texture in so many different ways. You could completely cover the back of your envelope if you really wanted to as well. Depends on how much time you're going to allow. So I'll just add a few more sprinkles to this one, just so I've got sprinkles pretty much everywhere. Close her up. I get this stuff everywhere. Oh, that's not bad. None today. Okay, let's add the inside to my card. Oh, someone's raiding the cupboard. I can hear the doors creaking in the kitchen. And they've got headphones on. It's my Maeve, so she doesn't know that I'm listening to her. Or talking about her for that matter. Oh, maybe she does know I'm talking about her, so she's coming to see what I'm up to. You try not to make any noise. That's okay. We know that houses make noise, especially school holidays and when people are home. So there we go. There we go. That's my card. And I've done a mixture of both this card and I've used the thank you out of this one. And that's my casing the catalogue this time.
I like it.
I'm glad you like it. Thanks, Maeve. All right. Look forward to seeing you next time. You'll see more photos and some links down below. Feel free to click them. They'll take you to my blog where you can actually find more cards, more photos of the inside, close-ups, etc. And links if you want to purchase these items. Thanks.